Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mirror podcast. I'm your host, Kyle David. If you didn't know, now you know. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, this week I wanted to talk about something that I'm focused on as normal, but I don't know if we talk about this a lot. And here it is: you have a responsibility in life to grow, personally grow. You have a responsibility to yourself and the people around you to personally grow. And here's what I mean, right? Like whether you're a son, a mother, a daughter, a dad, a friend, a leader, a business owner, you will limit the people around you if you don't personally always continue to grow, right? John Maxwell calls it the law of the lid in leadership, right? Your team and the people you lead are capped by your own personal growth and development, right? They can only grow as much as you grow. If you lead people, if you're a mother, a father, a friend, again, all of us are leading not just ourselves, but we're leading other people. Again, whatever context it is, we are all leading other people, and other people will be affected by our growth or lack of it in a negative way or a positive way, right? If we're continuously growing and becoming better, we have more to give to the people around us. We have more to help the other people around us. If we stop growing, if we're stagnant, if we're unhealthy, that will affect the people that we influence, right? In my own life, I've realized this a lot recently at work, and the team and the people that I lead at work. I've realized that when I'm unhealthy or when I'm not growing, it limits the people that work for me or the people that I lead. It limits them when I'm limited, right? There's a direct correlation between my personal growth and the growth of those that I lead. My personal growth and the growth of those that I lead. It's directly correlated, right? And again, if you're a mother or a father, your kids are affected by your growth or lack thereof it. So like I started this with, we have a responsibility to the people we influence to constantly be growing and developing personally, right? To be becoming a greater and greater version of ourselves. And don't hear me saying you just have to do it for other people. Do it for yourself too, right? Like I get stuck in anxiety and a bit of depression and frustration when I am not focused on growing. My life is not going well when I'm not growing, and I can feel it. I can feel it when I'm stuck, when I'm stagnant. I feel it, and I guarantee the people around me feel it. Because again, we are all leaders. Whether you lead at work or you lead in your home, we are all leaders. That's how we were created. We were all created to live in community and to influence and impact the people that we have proximity to, whether that's at work, at home, in your community, in your church, et cetera, in athletics. We have a responsibility, not just to ourselves, but to the people around us, to have a positive influence and a positive impact. And that starts with your own personal growth and development. Are you growing? Are you stretching yourself? Are you doing things that challenge you? Are you working on the areas of opportunity that you have? Are you trying to consistently get better at the things and responsibilities that you have in life? If not, you are holding yourself and the people around you back, right? Like, again, another example, right? If you're a parent, if you're not growing and getting stronger mentally, physically, and emotionally, you're not able to show up as the best version of yourself for your kids or for your spouse, right? You can only show up for other people to the extent that you can show up for yourself, right? So you have to first do it for yourself so that you can then show up well for the people around you and the people that you influence. But again, we will become the bottleneck and we will hold the people that we love back if we are not consistently growing, right? You have to be consistently growing to be able to have a positive influence and impact on the people around you. Because A, people are watching. People are watching you. People are watching me, and they see, even if we don't say it, they will see when we are stuck, stagnant, not doing the right things. And that will influence how they think, how they behave, and how they show up for themselves and the people around them, right? It's a ripple effect. If we're able to personally grow and show up well for the people that we influence, they're able to personally grow and show up well for the people they influence, and on and on and on, right? So we have a responsibility to always be learning and growing and getting better, so that not only the people that watch us are influenced and impacted, but the people that watch them are influenced and impacted by the decisions they make based off of what they saw us do. We have to realize no one gets to live isolated in a bubble where they can just do whatever they want and no one is impacted. Right? When I was struggling with a lot of addiction and I was deep in my substance abuse, I thought that it was only affecting me. It's my choices. It's my body. It's affecting me only. Not true. It affected my fiance, my friends, my parents, the people I led at work. Everybody was affected by my lack of personal growth and my poor choices during that season. Everyone in proximity to me was affected by my negative choices when I wasn't personally growing or developing, and I was actually going backwards in my own growth. You can't escape the fact that you have influence over other people, right? You may not have a large social media following. You may not lead a large team or have a large family, but there are people that look to you and admire you and respect you somewhere in your circle of influence that you are affecting positively or negatively based on your own personal growth. Can't escape it. We all are influencing the people around us with the choices that we make to either grow and become better each day or each week or each month, or to not, right? Every decision we make has consequences, positive or negative, and we have to feel that responsibility and be aware of the fact that our choices don't just affect us, they affect other people. Therefore, we have a responsibility to ourselves and to other people to always be learning and growing and moving forward, right? Whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, hopefully all of them, we should be focused on continuous growth and development. And again, this isn't all for the people around you. A lot of it is for you, so that you don't live a life to where you get to the end of it and you regret the choices that you made because you know you didn't become the person you were meant to be. And that scares the daylight out of me. That's one of my biggest fears, is living a life that I'll someday regret. Living a life that I'll someday regret. I don't want that, and I don't think you want that either. But it starts now. It starts now with showing up well for yourself, constantly learning and growing. And here's the thing, imperfectly learning, growing, and developing. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. You're going to fall flat on your face and look like an idiot. You got to keep getting back up, because that's where the growth happens. You grow through the failure. You grow through the uncomfortable. You grow through the things that don't feel good. And that's the problem in our society today, is all of us, myself included, run to comfort and run from discomfort, which is actually where the growth happens, and which is actually where people watch us become the next version of ourselves. But if we're running from it constantly, people see us running from it constantly, and they take cues that they should run too. So again, you and I have a responsibility to ourselves and to the people around us and to the world to constantly be growing personally and developing personally as a human, so that we can be the best that we can be, so we can make an impact, and so we can leave a mark on the world and the people that we influenced, and not live a life that we regret. Because none of us at the end of the day want to get to the end of our life and regret it. But those choices have to happen now, and we have to do the uncomfortable things now. So That's something I'm focused on right now in my own life, right? And it comes down to like very, very practically, like every day I write in this thing right here. I write in here, what did I learn today, right? And I try to think through and journal at the end of the day, what went well, what didn't, and what did I learn? How can I get better, right? You have to be constantly reflecting, right? If you're not aware, whether it's your own reflections or input from others around you, if you're not aware of what's going well and what's not, it's very hard to grow. It has to be intentional. Growth doesn't happen accidentally. It happens intentionally. So again, whether that's journaling, that's asking others for feedback, we have to be able to take an inventory of where we're growing, where we need to level up, so we can take action on it. So anyways, I have plenty more thoughts there, but I think you get the message here. You have to be growing for yourself and the people around you. You have a responsibility to yourself and to the people around you and to God, right? God created you with purpose, and he created all of us to do something meaningful. But if we aren't continuously growing, we are not going to become the person that he created us to be. So we owe it to him too, to become the best version of ourselves and to live in our full capabilities. So thanks for listening. If that hit or if that was helpful, share it with somebody that you think could hear it or needs to hear it. Thanks for listening to another episode of Inside the Mirror. I'll be back next week with another episode. Adios.